Hi guys, this is Shayan, and so basically I'm making this video to help you guide on how to run this project actually on your Google Colab, or it may be your local machine with GPU or without GPU. So you see I'm on my local machine and I'm in the project directory. This is the command prompt that I have opened in this directory, and I'm just activating my Conda environment that is named TF because I have my TensorFlow installed in that particular environment. So I'm just activating it and okay, so that's the ipy1b file, and I'm just opening up the Jupyter Notebook console. So you'll be seeing my browser now. So basically this project is the next word prediction. You'll see the demo very soon, but as an name suggests, it's gonna be the next word suggestion depending on whatever you have written so far, just like the Gboard suggestion. So this is the NWP, that is next word prediction ipy1b file. I'm just opening it up. So here's a very brief overview of what is happening here. These are the imports basically. So this is the configuration, platform configuration here. So you see there's a train variable, retrain variable, test variable, and collab variable. That means that if train is on or retrain is on, those things will be going on. If it's put to 1, it basically means it's true. So because I'm running on my local machine, that means collab is going to be 0 because it's not collab. Also you need to train, you need to retrain the model on some data set. In that case, you just correspondingly put that particular variable into true or 1. I'm also not going to test the variable. The variable I need here basically is application. So I'll be just okay. So this is the H5 file that is containing the pre-trained weights, because I've already trained my model on Google Colab and I've just saved it. So, and I won't be training it again. This is the application variable, so that is set to 1. So that means I'll be presenting you that particular thing. So yeah, this is the collab thing. So if collab is on, that is collab is put to 1, that means that this particular nwp.h5 file is there in my collab directory. This particular directory, actually it depends on what directory you have chosen. So just mount it, and whatever directory you set, it depends on you totally. So yeah, so I'm just in this file now, and I'm okay. Yeah, so next up, here is Aesop's Fables. So this is the dataset I'm going to train my model on. The next demo will be on a larger dataset. That will be basically demo purpose, but this one is like a guide to how to run this particular project. So yeah, that is like collection of small Aesop's Fables, as you can see the name suggests, the comment suggests. So this is the data processing part, and this is the sequence length part. So it's like your model. So I'm using LSTMs, and the LSTM will be going for a 4 words lookup. So it will be seeing the previous 4 words in while training, and will be adjusting its parameters depending on the next output that is there in the training variable, training dataset. So these are the parameters you can play with. So basically 64 was quite good with this particular dataset I'm using. If you are using a larger dataset with more vocabulary, you might need to increase them. So that's it. This is the model part, as I just showed you. So this is the retrain and train thing comes up because I have put both of them as 0. This thing is not happening, right? There is also a test condition there. If test is there, those cells will be running, but again test is put to 0, that means it's not running. And this is the front end code that I'm going to show you, and I'll just put a application variable condition here. So if application, then this cell will run. That is going to happen here basically. So this is the code basically that will be yeah. So I'm just running it here. So let's just try run on. Yeah. So this might take up a bit of time to run actually. So this is basically code. You can see these are the parts where I encode the variable, the text, because you can't really feed raw text to your model, so you need to encode them. And then after that, I'm also using an embedding layer in my model, if you see. So I think it has run. Okay, yeah, the 7 and 8 cell are basically the data processing part. Basically you need those cells to be running in all the cases, even if it's not training or retraining. That is a important part. And here is so you run the last cell and this thing should come up if you have all the dependencies installed in your machine. If not, it's not, you can just pip install it. And here is the thing, you see there I haven't put a space yet, so that's why all the word suggestion are coming with this there prefix. Again, I'm not using a large dataset. I'll be using a larger dataset on my next demo. So here you see I put a space there, and all the next thing are coming up, like comma, full stop, to, not so great, okay, was. This has a lot of sense, was. And lived also can come up after there, like there lived a lion or something like that. So yeah, they had their only, these are quite good suggestions. So there lived okay, after that we can put a space and come up with anything like so we're going with lion, let's say. Okay, lion is there. That's pretty much of it. So you put a space there and you see okay, not very interesting. In a den, okay, we're getting that also. So this is quite good, you can say. We put de here, and you see all the things coming up with a prefix de, which is quite good. And well, there's another feature here actually. So if so all these things are coming up with a de, and after that if I put a space now, you'll see, yeah, so that is a out of vocab thing. So de is not there in the vocabulary. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Okay, so again I put re, so which is not a good word, not a word actually. My vocabulary is quite smaller in this particular video. I'm saying it again and again. So that is something kind of a limitation here. Yeah, thank you.